Good day, TNT. Good day, good day. Well, let's see. Stitches come out. Still can't really close it yet, eh? But we go get through. A lot to talk about today. But first and foremost, let me let you know. Busy the past couple days, eh? I had to take some time. Went down in the bush there, so by my father-in-law. I surely are wrong a bit. All you see it there. But I needed some peace and quiet. And then my wife gets sick. So, partner, I couldn't make it. Certain things come first. And given everything that's going on, and I know it's really important what's going on, and it affects plenty lives, but my wife and my family come first. She's still sick, eh? In there sleeping. I wake she up and make sure she gets some tea and thing, and rub she down with Vicks. Put on so much Vicks, but my eyes start to water, eh? But family come first. But I was still keeping track of everything going on, eh? So up to date. So I'm back here with all you again. Anyway, as always, give the Lord Father thanks for another day. Good, bad, or indifferent, began another day and he had to give it. So make sure and give some thanks. All right. Plenty to talk about. Oh gosh, what me I know where to start. All right, let me start with the obvious. Sorry, I just washed my hair and thing, and I just throw some water in my hair there, so. And then I rub some coconut oil in it. I get the coconut oil down in the scalp and thing, and then I go in and wash it out. Anyway, let me get to it. Now everybody talking about US capture Maduro. Capture Maduro. They catch him. Well, sorry to rain on all your parade. They may capture nobody. Here's what's going on. Now, earlier night, sorry about that, eh? Earlier night, I hear a rumor. I didn't believe it, but I wanted to see. There were certain reports, military reports, coming out of China, Russia, and other nations, that Maduro possibly signing a deal with America to leave and let America install the government there, so. Because America threatened not only to kill he, but kill his wife and his children. Russia and China were urging Maduro to act preemptively. And Maduro, not only Russia and China, but also his generals, his military, were urging him to act preemptively. But Maduro kept saying no. When they asked him why, he said because that will cost lives in Venezuela. And if it costs one Venezuelan life, it costs too many. So he refused. Not that he had the tools, you know. He had it. Didn't want to do it. Couldn't pull the trigger. That alone should tell you something. Now, if Maduro was a warlord and a drug dealer, as they claim, You know any warlord or drug dealer that would have a problem pulling the trigger? You know of any? Think about it. That maths will make sense, you know? Alright. He gone. But they still bombing the place. But he gone. Here's what's going to happen next. And this happened everywhere. Libya, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, go on. It's the same game plan. Same thing. Now you have a fractured military. These fractured military personnel know that the United States will come looking for them, or the invading army will come looking for them. So they do what they know best. They fight. But soldiers will have their loyalty to certain officers, certain generals, etc. And they will start to fracture. And when they fracture, they will form individual guerrilla fighting groups. Now, these individual guerrilla fighting groups will now fight for resources that they can control. Fight to control resources. And that is where the war begins. That is where everything starts. Because now you will be fighting multiple guerrilla groups. I never said they wasn't going to take Venezuela, you know. If all you go back and listen to my words carefully, I said they would take Venezuela and then they're going for Colombia. Those were my words. Me, I say they ain't going to take them, you know. I said they go for them first, and then they're going for Colombia. Those are my words. I said they have to control everything from Canada all the way through. That is what I said. And I say after they're done with that, they're going to Trinidad and Tobago. Those were my words. Right. Now, if Maduro walk off and start taking a deal, they would have killed him. Just so. All of his handlers, inner security guards, all of those people, bodyguards, most of them come from Cuba and other places. And if they were aware that he was making a deal and taking a deal, they would have killed him. So to avoid that, US put on this big show. But who paying for it now? Who go pay for it? The people there, so. They're going to pay for it. Alright. Now let's talk about what's going to happen after. Well, after, they're going to install a puppet government. Led by that Machado lady, who will sign over the rights to all the resources in Venezuela to the United States, which will further impoverish the nation. Anybody who's sitting back thinking is a good thing, you have no basic understanding of the economic hardships these people are facing now. You have no damn clue. You feel this is about some blasted drugs. This was nothing to do with drugs. This had everything to do with oil, and oil alone. And Donald Trump come out and say it plainly. Plainly. Everybody putting their faith in Donald Trump. Donald Trump. The same man that refusing to release all the Epstein files. Why? Because he on it. He on the damn list. Elon Musk come out and say that Donald Trump was on the list. Elon Musk. The same man that's making friends with Bill Gates, who want to control the entire food supply. The same Bill Gates who is forcing these farmers in Europe to inject their cows with this thing, I think it's called Bovaer or something like that, so that the cows don't fart, because farting causing greenhouse gas and it killing all the livestock. That same Bill Gates. The same Bill Gates who who come out with an electronic tattoo that you could put on your hand. No more cell phone, no more nothing. That is everything right there. Tattoo on your hand. And you use that to access everything. That Bill Gates. The same Bill Gates who talking about implanting chips to control women's fertilization periods. That Bill Gates. The same Bill Gates who's now looking to control energy and water. That Bill Gates. And Palantir, the leader of Palantir, Donald Trump is friends with he too. Donald Trump only doing things for billionaires and these oligarchs and these massive oil companies. Why? Because all of them is friends, all of them tying to the same thing. And don't feel he ain't getting a cut out of that, you know. Don't feel he ain't making $1 out of that, you know. He might not be taking $1 to be president, but $100 and something or $200,000 all you're going to pay him there. So, but he making billions on this side right now. Billions. But it's about freedom. The same thing they used to go in Afghanistan. Freedom. Same thing they're going to use to go into Colombia. And the same shit they're going to use when they land in Trinidad and Tobago. Same excuse. Freedom. They will make Venezuela U.S. territory. That is coming. It will become a U.S. territory. Followed by Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago are already classified as AMGOT, American government occupied territory. So are other nations within the Caribbean. That is already done. The formalities are there. It's just the paperwork. And that will happen. They have to control it. Now, China and Russia. Well, the world seems to forget that China holds hundreds of billions of dollars in US bonds. That is why America fighting China. Because now China's economy has surpassed theirs, and their capabilities has surpassed the United States. When US want money, you feel they go to a bank? They go to China and they go to Japan. That's where they just go and get their money there. And between the two of them, they hold all the debt, almost all the debt the United States owe. Between those two countries. China decide to dump those bonds on the open market tomorrow. You will see the US stock market crash. You will see that happen. America, who leads NATO, by the way. America, who controls NATO, by the way. NATO just made an attempt on Putin's life at his house. And make no mistake, it was NATO. Make no mistake. Because you feel that jackass Zelensky capable of doing anything? The man is a blasted comedian. He's an actor. He's not a politician. He ain't no shit. He ain't no he backside from he blasted mouth. You feel he doing anything? America pulling all the strings. It was America who was instrumental in the coup that removed the elected prime minister, the elected president of that country, to put in Zelensky. And Donald Trump just had Zelensky there. Iran right now, I don't see Iran getting involved in anything anytime soon. But make no mistake, they will be involved. They have to be. And they will be instrumental. Because when I think call him the prince, the crown prince, he returned to Iran to take over the country. They go expect one thing, but they go get something else. Mark my words. They will get something else. They will get involved. Something will happen there. And then they'll find out. As for America, well, America now believe they're riding high. They're indestructible. Just as the Romans. But look at the economy. The economy tells everything. You have to look at the numbers. You must look at the numbers. You have to look at the economy. Without the oil, America have nothing. America must have the oil. They will control the oil market. And if they keep gas prices low as it is, that will cripple Trinidad and Tobago. Because Trinidad and Tobago is reliant on oil price. They are reliant on the price of oil. As I tell earlier, do sell a raw product. Sell a finished product. Manufacture a finished product, not raw materials. And that is what Trinidad doing, selling raw materials. And with low prices of gas, that will destroy the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. That alone. Now, make no mistake, this ain't over, not by a long shot. What all you see now is what America like to call, what they call it, I can't remember, man, flash and awe or something like that. I can't remember exactly. So they go in, they bomb, they thing, they show off, big show of force. That is the beginning of a war. That is not the end of a war. That is only the beginning. You still have to fight a ground battle because there are still military personnel there. And once they have their military there, you're still facing trouble. It's like any cartel. If you kill the cartel leader, you ain't end nothing, you know. You feel you end something, you ain't do nothing because somebody else will come up there, take your place and start all over again. So nothing done. They have to go in and deal with the entire military. And now they're fighting a bush battle. Now they're fighting urban warfare. Now the problems start. Now it starts. And you will see. I think all they get fooled by this. They capture Maduro. They capture nothing. They make an agreement. And they make an agreement with Maduro for him, his wife, and his children to leave Venezuela. They go take him, they go put him somewhere else. They'll give me money and tell him, don't come back. The people in Venezuela now, what they are facing is a significant hardship. But here's how America will turn the tide and fool them. Just like it did with everywhere else. We're gonna come in. You go get access to everything we have. We'll take care of the country, make it beautiful, we'll fix everything. And they will fix some places, yes. And then they will move the wealthy Americans there. And then the native Venezuelan population will become impoverished because they can't afford to live in their own country. And they will push them out. Just like they do in Puerto Rico. Just like they do everywhere they go. Financial hardship, financial struggles, and what end up following? Civil war. War break out. That is what's going to happen. Look at what is going on all over the United States right now. The country in shambles. They're showing off, but their country is in shambles. While they're conducting war to steal resources from other countries. And if they could do that to Venezuela under a lie, and it's a lie, make no mistake, it's nothing but a blasted lie. That's what I see from day one. I do agree with Maduro. I say Maduro's a madman. I see that from day one. But that is their country. That is not yours. That is none of your blasted business. You don't go mind somebody else's business and go see what they have going on in their house if your house falling apart, you know. That is none of your damn business. But America to go chuck their nose there. They have to go Mako. Now they're going on thief. You think any Venezuelan companies going to profit from that? You think the Venezuelan economy will profit from that? You think the Venezuelan people will profit from that? Why does America went to the 5 top oil companies? Donald Trump went to the 5 top oil companies in the United States and asked them, are you interested in going back into Venezuela and controlling the oil? All 5 say no. All 5 said no, flat out, no. Everybody forgetting Colombia. You forgetting Colombia. And Brazil. Watch and see. Watch and see. Brazil on the list too, you know. And Cuba. Make no mistake, they go back to Cuba, you know. They will take every island in the Caribbean all the way up. They have to control everything from Canada all through the entire Caribbean. And all the resources of those nations belong to America first. That is what was written in the security agreement, national security agreement. All resources in the Western Hemisphere belong to America first. That is colonization. So they could sit there and think, what Trump doing good thing? We see when he colonize a nation, when he colonize a country, see how good it is. See how good. When the people who have money doing real good, them happy. Happy no ass, because them gain more. And everybody else, only gain less. Less than what you have. That is what always happens. The majority pay while the few thrive. That is history for your ass. There is no good side. There is no upside to this for the Venezuelan people. Not one. And Miss Kamala, with she stupid ass feel America going to get she oil. Well, Miss Kamala, wait and see now. Let me see if you're getting that oil, eh? Let me see if you're getting that oil. I have a feeling you ain't getting nothing. I have a feeling you ain't gonna get nothing. Now you talk about Miss Kamala. We'll talk more about Venezuela. Because some things I'm looking into right now with that, they just do make no sense to me. They do add up. They do make sense. Because this is an inside job. That was an inside job. Just the way everything went in, that was an inside job. I tell all lady was there. I tell lady was there. I tell all from day one, I say they're already inside the America. I say, no, we have nobody there. I say they're already in there. Shock and awe, that's what it's called. I don't remember. Sorry about that. Shock and awe. But it's still bombing. Well, Listen, when you knock on the devil door, eventually he'll answer. So America, keep knocking. Keep knocking. Because what you're doing is creating more enemies around the world, and you have enough. And considering every week now, the FBI and government and national security stopping some terrorist plot in the United States, you feel like it'll stop soon. Okay. All right. Wait and see. China is building up their arsenal and standing back and watching. So is Russia. NATO just made an attempt on Putin's life. You feel he forget that? No. Iran just issued a direct threat to the United States, threatening Donald Trump's life. Feel Iran forget? Feel these countries forget? But everybody believe Mr. Trump. I tell you, I don't trust that man as far as I could throw him. Why? Because when you claim to be a Christian and you start to pound your chest, make me think twice. He bombed Nigeria on Christmas Day. Christmas Day. It's not saying I do disagree with what was done. I do disagree. Nah. But Christmas Day, you choose Christmas Day. They plan all this. They work a deal with Maduro all year's night. They had this plan already to happen. All years. That's already written out. They was going to come and get him, then take him. He and his wife and children, and them gone. Here's a question I want to ask. Who gives the United States the authority to police every nation? Who gives them that authority? You pledge allegiance to the United States? Anyway? When you become a citizen of a country, do you pledge allegiance to that country or to the United States? America want to bring their brand of politics and what they want to call capitalism. I call it the new Sodom and Gomorrah. That is not America. Sodom and Gomorrah. You want to bring that nastiness to the world. Socialism corrupts. That is a fact. It's a corrupt system. You can't get around it. But capitalism is no better. Because with capitalism, few prosper and the majority suffer. Not unlike socialism. Though capitalism is a better form, it's like saying this knife could cut you and that knife could cut you, but one is a cutlass and one is a pocket knife. It don't matter. You're still getting cut. Either way you look at it, you're getting cut. The advisors for Donald Trump are all tech billionaires. All of the advisors are billionaires. None of them can associate with the common man. Now let's look at Ms. Kamala. Ms. Kamala following American politics. America, 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 America. While Trinbagonians suffering. Taxes coming day 1, January 1st. I tell all you, as soon as they drop that budget. I tell all your taxes going through the roof. I tell you that. Day 1, people feeling it already. Day 1. Talk to family, they have to go and get a license. They have a licensing process they have to go through every year. She tell me the price double. Double. You need a passport? Now it's $500. You lost your passport? $2,000 now. They forcing biometrics. And why is biometrics essential? So they could keep every last one of all you on a blasted grid. So they could put all in a computer system and know exactly who is who. Which means the next thing is coming is cameras. Cameras will be installed everywhere in Trinbago. Everywhere. Once they have their biometrics, they could track you everywhere in the country. Not just the country, in the world. And who is spearheading this system? Two companies, Oracle and Palantir. Both of which are advising who? Donald Trump himself. Convenient, huh? If an empire wants to expand, you must have a way of monitoring your territory. Historically, what they would do, they would appoint generals and they would appoint leaders and they would appoint these people to control these different countries and towns and cities. And they will report to the empire. But that is inefficient. That's not efficient. That costs real money. And it's still impossible to monitor every individual. But with a biometric system that is mandatory for everyone in the nation, now it becomes simple. And AI and data centers have the ability to handle that kind of numbers. They import it and forget about it, and they tracking you now. They have a phone in your hand 24/7. They know where you is. You have a smart TV in your house? They know where you is. Everything that have a chip in your house. Now, if you don't believe me, you can go look it up. Even if you unplug it and remove the power from it, the chip still has the ability to listen to everything you are saying and report it. They're already doing that. The next thing coming is the mark of the beast. That's not far off. Miss Kamala is going to push this digital system. The reason why she banned crypto and all them things, why? Because they want to implement their own centralized digital currency, which will be controlled by the United States of America. That is the new currency that's coming in next. A centralized digital currency. They do not want to use in these other forms of digital currency. Why? Because it's not centralized and they cannot control it. When America done in Venezuela, they come into Trinbago next, because they must have the oil, they must have the asphalt, and they need the fertilizer. They cannot grow their food without it. Also, the raw materials for plastic production, which China and Asia is heavily reliant on. Without that, that could damn near cripple China, and America know it. They damn well know it, because America and India lead the world in plastic production. And almost all of their raw materials come from where? Trinidad and Tobago. So if all you feel them are coming there, You blasted dotish. They must have it. That will cripple their economy. But they're playing a dangerous game. And Miss Kamala right in the middle of this bullshit. Everybody's struggling. And she raising taxes. I tell you, madam, you cannot tax your blasted way out of debt. Control the resources. You need to give tax incentives to small and medium-sized businesses to grow the economy. Not the wealthy. Small and medium-sized businesses. Encourage the population to start businesses, start building the economy. Grow local business. That is what you do. Because all Fortune 500 companies, madam, won't start off as a small business. So we start with them. Use the resources that we have. Take a percentage of those resources where we control the vast majority. 60% must be owned and controlled by Trinidad and Tobago. And if you take 15% of that, madam, that will cover everything in Trinidad and Tobago. Not one Trinidadian will have to pay tax. Not one. And oil prices will be damn near cheap. They will be almost free. Gas price will be almost free. But you can't have that. No, because American businesses go suffer. They wouldn't get access to it. In Dubai, gas cheaper than water. But in Trinidad, you're paying for water and you're paying for gas. You're taxing everybody more and more and more and more and more and more. While you stand up there, you're blasted sorry. Feeling you're a superhero. Don't worry, Kamala's here. By the way, madam, I say that first, you know. Show me you was listening, eh? I say that. Say nothing to fear. Kamala's here. I say that first, eh? Remember? So you're listening. $2026. I hope I'm wrong. But I was thinking about this over the New Year's, whole years into New Year's, I was thinking about this. You will see the financial collapse of Trinidad and Tobago. And a new system, a new economic system being put in place that will use digital ID, mandatory digital ID for everything going digital. You will have no choice, and if you ain't do it, you will get locked out. Your bank account will be closed down and seized. You won't have access to your money. You have access to nothing. Russia and China will retaliate. It's not if, it's when. And when they do, you will see a scramble for goods and services. You wouldn't get access to it. Like I tell all, make sure you have. Don't stockpile. You have to stockpile for 2 years, you know. But make sure you have extra. Make sure. Because you see what happened in Venezuela there? That is the beginning. That is just the beginning. They still have to deal with the military. That is the beginning. And it wasn't Maduro that was controlling the military equipment, you know. It was his generals. They were controlling it, you know. They're the ones running it, you know. Remember that. And they have access to that. So America now was scrambling to try and seize all of that. That is where the war starts. That is where the fighting starts. When they try to seize that. And as for that deal, well, I go tell all you. Miss Kamala and go see, but you can find out soon enough. I tell all you, February. Next month, please God, they have there's a nuclear treaty with Russia that is set to lapse next month, please God. Russia is begging America to resign, and America is refusing flat out. They say they're not signing it. When that lapses, all hell going to break loose, because now there will be no limit to the production of nuclear weapons. No limit. And no restrictions on transportation of nuclear weapons. And then you go see real things start to happen then. Because America don't want peace, they want war under the guise of peace. And everywhere they go, make no mistake, death and destruction follows. It's not the American people, It is not them. I don't hold the people responsible for the government. The government make these decisions. Government want war. Why? Because they have to put money into the military-industrial complex. Why? Because they have their money tied into these companies. That is why. That is why they're there. It's about money and nothing else. And Ms. Kamala getting a damn good cut out of this. But I promise you, not one drop of oil will benefit Trinidad and Tobago. Not one drop. Wait and see. Wait and see. Miss Kamala feels she could tax you way out of debt. And she still tell people where that $1 billion US gone. And Miss Kamala, where the money? My darling, where the autistic Avengers now? Sit back and feel you are immune. Sit back and feel you will not be touched. You hear about that super flu that's going on in America now? Wait and see what happens when that hit the Caribbean. Wait and see. And wait and see when Bill Gates, his foundation, and others come out with a vaccine that will be mandatory, that will be tied to a new digital system. Remember, they were the ones that said the world is overpopulated and 85% of the world population must be culled. That come from their mouth. Wait and see. How much millions of people dead from that COVID vaccine? Millions. They come in with the next one. Right, they announced it last year. 2 years ago they announced it. There will be another massive, there will be another mass pandemic. We have to rush for a vaccine. Wait and see. Everything will be tied into a digital system. That coming. And it will be here shortly. And if you don't have it, you don't get it. And eventually, if you refuse, you'll go to jail. Miss Kamala bragging about all she doing. 5 murder in New Year's Day. Please God. 5 people dead. You worry about Maduro. You worry about Venezuela. You're doing a damn thing for the country. Except taxing them. Where your police? They're busy thieving. While you allow America to set up permanent base in Trinidad and Tobago. And this is not temporary, madam. You damn well know this is permanent because you signed over Shagaramas to them. You signed it over. Now they will hold a permanent military base in Shagaramas. Tell the nation that one. And that is why all you're getting rid of all these Canadian companies and other companies in Trinidad and Tobago and voiding their contracts. Why? Because those contracts are going to go to American companies. You see, I tell you, when you don't control your resources, you do not have a nation. All you have is a flag and an anthem. So Trinbago, wake up. What you see happening in Venezuela is a wake-up call for all you. There will be no Trinbago. There will be an ARMGOT, American Government Occupied Territory. And that is all there will be. Because they must have all resources from all nations in the Western Hemisphere as outlined as their national security strategy. That is what was outlined, and that is what they're coming. They're telling you what they're going to do. And you're stupid enough to believe Kamala. When she was put there, she's a blasted puppet. She was put there to make sure that America gets everything they want. And that's exactly what she is doing. While invading your rights, taking away your rights, making it mandatory for you to give biometrics to go to the blasted airport. 4 hours, stand up there waiting in an airport. Biometrics, all this, for what? To go where? She worry up so, she cares so much about 350,000 blasted American living in America. They're Trinbagonians, they're Trinidadians living there. No, madam. Their grandparents were Trinidadians. They are diaspora. They're not Trinbagonian. Not all of them. Some are, but not all. You care about them because they have money. That is your loyalty to money. Your whole blasted government corrupt. And you're destroying the country. You cannot tax a country out of debt. Especially when it's the government that wastes the blasted money. Madam, you don't know, I will tell you how to fix the blasted country. Take credit for it, I don't give a shit. Take all the credit. You don't know, I will tell you how to fix it. But you're so blasted stupid and egocentric. You feel the whole world revolves around you. You feel like the Republic of Kamla Prasad Bisesa. And anybody that cheering and happy at what's going on in Venezuela is a piece of nastiness too, because them people life just begin to suffer because now them gonna face guerrilla warfare. That is what they're facing next. And that is where the majority of the damage and death and destruction has come from. That very same blasted thing. Just as I tell all you before. And madam, wait and see. You feel Trinidad going to be left alone? Okay. If you believe that, madam, then you really is Hema Malini. If you believe that, you really live in an Indian movie. Well, Olia, it's a long one. Sorry about that. But I had to get up to date with everything that's going on and keep all in the loop. But make no mistake, this is just the beginning. Huh? This is over. This is the beginning. You will see fracturing. You will see guerrilla groups starting to pop up. And now you're going to see urban warfare. This has stopped. And then I capture Maduro. Maduro make a deal. When Russia, China, and these nations were advising him to act preemptively to do something, and he refused. He said, nah, if it costs one Venezuelan life, it costs too many. And they called he a warlord and a drug dealer. That don't make no sense, because there had no warlord or drug dealer on the planet that would give a damn about the people in their country. Not one. Think about it. Think about it for a second. Me saying Maduro right. Maduro's a madman. But it wasn't Maduro that went into America and started bombing up their place to steal their resources, you know. And all these armed got Guyana, Trinidad, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and others. Tell you, when they take the devil to effect, don't get vexed when he come to you for wine, you know. And don't feel like a say no, you know. And only just bring the devil in your house. And you don't even see it. Wait until they show the true colors. And then, don't complain, you know. Because the decision was yours. The choice was yours. Don't complain. And madam, when them show their true colors, and now you become a target, don't go crying to Trinbago, you know. Don't come crying to we, you know. You can hold your ass. Go to India since you love it there so much. Go there. You and your fucking worthless government. Not 1 ounce of common sense between all of you. I never see a government so blasted dotish in my life. Who do listen go feel it though? And you go feel it. I promise you that you go feel it. And unfortunately, Trinbagonians go feel it worse. Because of you. And the blasted PNM. Both all you cut from the same blasted cloth. No difference. But change will come, you know. Change will come. And if it's the Lord Father will and He grant me the means, change will come. I promise you that. I'm here putting you and your wealthy friends and Americans and all these blasted people first. Trinbagonians and the island of Trinidad and Tobago come first. Everybody else would kiss with blasted ass as we country. We will make Trinidad and Tobago self-sufficient. We're going to need nothing from nobody. We will manufacture our own, we will build our own, we will create our own, and we will strengthen our own blasted nation. Watch and see. Alright, as always, remember, don't fall for the lies, don't fall for the illusion. It's an illusion to create a delusion in order to divide. Remember that. Because together we aspire, together we achieve, but divided we fall. You don't have to support government. You don't have to support Maduro. You don't have to support Kamala. You don't have to support Trump. You don't have to support people, but you have to support your brothers and sisters around the world. Because your brothers and sisters around the world, everybody suffering, everybody paying for it. While all you're swearing all your allegiance to these blasted leaders that don't know shit. They're the ones causing the problem, not the people. Love your brother and sister as you love yourself. Do not be fooled. This is a bigger game. Don't pay attention to what they're telling you. Pay attention to the questions that they refuse to answer. Pay attention to that and look at the numbers. Follow the money and you will get your answer. So God bless all you. God guide all you. God keep all you safe. God grant all your love, strength, and compassion. Remember, a house divided cannot stand, you know. Love your brother and sisters. You love yourself. All right? Take it easy, Jed.